guys, do you want to tell us a bit about your products and what you do at Hiplok?
Sure. Yes. So at Hiplok, we design and manufacture a range of quite innovative security products, primarily for the bicycle market, although we're expanding into other areas. And our first product we launched in 2011. Myself and John have a background in industrial design. We've kind of grown and doubled the product range each year with some quite innovative products actually. And obviously as part of that innovation, it's quite important for us very early on to look at how we protect those products, both in terms of the products themselves, but also creating a niche in the market for ourselves in terms of branding and marketing, all that kind of thing.
And are you thinking about an IP for each of your new products that you launch? Is that quite high up in your sort of thought process and the way that you engineer and produce the product?
Very much so, yeah. Because we always start from the ground. We try to create elements of innovation and unique selling features in all of the products that we sell. Obviously, they have to be of benefit to the end user. They need to be of value in the market, but creating something different is central to what we're trying to do.
And I think where we like to differentiate ourselves is we like to look at how problems users may have with current solutions out in the market, and actually take a problem-solving approach to design. So, because of that, there's quite a lot of time spent in innovation, in kind of creative thinking, and obviously, once you've gone through that process, you hopefully have created something unique in the way it addresses that problem. And obviously, IP and protection then comes into that. Making sure that you're not just protecting what you've created, but also, essentially showing the world really that this thing is different, and it does things differently, and it's an improvement, by X, Y, Z.
So it's a natural consequence really of producing something that is innovative in terms of being commercially successful, and also giving you the protection and enabling you to protect it with IP.
Exactly.
So how have you decided which territories to make sure your IP is protected in?
So as a UK business, obviously UK is a critical market for us, but actually we've always had global ambitions for the brand, and therefore taking the right advice and making sure we're protected in all those international territories that we intend to enter into in the future is really important for us, and that's actually the decision we took.
And what is your approach to enforcing IP, or making sure that your own area is protected commercially?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, having the right partners is key. We were aware as product designers of the patent process. We were familiar with writing patents and producing drawings for patents prior to setting up the business, but we're not experts, and I think that's we're experts in developing new products, but we're not experts in writing and enforcing patents. So getting the right partners is absolutely important.
And a key part of that is obviously, we're a small business compared to multinationals that a company like yourselves deal with, but having the right level of advice as well, and being a kind of a practical level of advice is really, really important for us as well.
First start thinking about protecting your ideas and designs?
As John and I both have kind of design backgrounds, we actually met at university, we obviously were quite aware of that area of the kind of development of the business, not just on the product design side, but also on a trademark side, because we're big believers in it's not just about having a really good product idea, it's also about building a brand as well. I think those two things go hand in hand, certainly for us. So protection on the trademark and the patent side for us was really important straight away, and both of which have kind of defensive mechanisms of their own. So both sides are important.
I think it's also worth mentioning, obviously we were talking about, or we made the choice to look into it very early on. That's critical before you disclose publicly anything that you're looking to put onto the market. If you obviously disclose trademarks and products to the public, all of a sudden then that becomes far more difficult to protect. So it's really important that getting that advice from IP lawyers early on, before you launch anything, it gives you so much more in terms of, gives you so many more options in terms of what you can protect.
If there were one sort of piece of advice that you would give in relation to IP for a small startup or a small company trying to forge their way, what would that be?
Well, I'd say to start with, do your research, look at what other products are out there, and that goes not just in terms of products but also trademarks and logos, because obviously not just talking about patents but trademarks as well. Do your research, come up with something new and innovative, and then look at how you protect it.
Yeah. And also, I mean, it doesn't necessarily apply absolutely to the patent and trademark law side, but as purely as kind of designers and inventors and developers, also keep an open mind, because there's lots of ways to achieve something that you want to an outcome from a product design point of view, and sometimes it's a trap that anybody can fall into quite easily. They're thinking that their first solution to this problem is the best design. Well, it may not be actually, so don't kind of cut yourself off too early in terms of the development process. But then when you get to the end of it, then yes, of course, you want to look at protecting it as best you can.
Well, thanks very much for popping in today. It's been great seeing you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, great to see you.